Hey guys, it's Dave. Welcome back and thanks for watching as always. Today I thought it would be fun to do another update video on my portfolio, what's been going on, and just talk to you guys about your own investments. I know all the Rocket Lab shareholders watching are probably pretty happy right now. I'm pretty pleased as well. And really, the market overall has been doing pretty great until at least this afternoon when we heard that although there will be a Fed rate hike pause for this meeting, we're probably going to get 2 more rate hikes for the rest of the year. I'm really disappointed in this. I was thinking we might be done after this current meeting, and sounds like there's more to come. I've really been looking forward to the rate hikes to be finished and even to start decreasing interest rates in the future. I think that's when we could start to see another real bull market. But anyway, I'm still pretty happy overall. The portfolio has been doing great. Rocket Lab's been doing great. Let's dive into a few charts. But before that, if you're new here, you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber does help, and like, comment, all the rest. With that out of the way, let's dive into Rocket Lab stock and portfolio updates. So this is the Rocket Lab stock chart over the past 3 months. I'm sure a lot of you know it and love it. At least we did start to fade a little bit in the afternoon after I took this screenshot, but still really a great performance over the last 3 months. We've gone from below $4 to all the way almost $6, and really just happy about this performance. It's nice to have a win after a long couple years of some tough markets, going through a lot of the pain as we do in these bad cycles. So I just figured I would rewind the clock back to this video I made October 15th. Back in what I was kind of like the worst of the times for me, at least. A lot of my stocks were really down in the gutter, and yeah, everything just felt horrible. But as I said back then, I knew, these are cyclical things, and bull markets will come again. And what do you know? My portfolio has been doing great over the last year. So year-to-date performance, I didn't even realize how good I was doing until I went and looked at this chart. And then I was just like, wow, I can't believe it. So just this year to date, so that's really not even half a year, we're looking at 104% return. That's a double, and this isn't my whole portfolio, I should clarify. This is just my main brokerage. I do have a separate retirement account that I have a lot more conservative type stuff in, but this is my main account, and to have a 100% return in a 6-month period, really gratifying, and really makes all the tough times more worthwhile, almost back to where I was before 2021 we had the big drop off. So happy to see that. Of course, Rocket Lab, one of my larger holdings, definitely played a role here, as well as some options trades and stuff like that. Another stock I don't talk as much about, though, did play an even bigger role in my portfolio turnaround. This played a role in kind of the downfall of my portfolio when it dropped from 300 to almost 100. But now we've gone from around $100 per share back to $250 per share on my Tesla, which is another large portion of my portfolio. I don't talk about it as much. It's not space related. There doesn't seem to be as much interest among my subscribers, but it is there in my portfolio. Very controversial stock. A lot of the times when I mention it, I'll get a lot of angry comments and things saying like, oh, you're an idiot. Well, I guess at least for this period, turns out I wasn't an idiot. We'll have to see what the future holds for the company. But, more than a double over a 6-month period feels pretty good after all that tough time. So I hope your guys' portfolio is doing similarly well. Let me know down in the comments below how you guys are faring. Always love to hear it, especially you Rocket Lab shareholders. And then because I'm kind of a glutton for punishment, I figured I'd go back and look at my Rocket Lab call option. So if you're not too familiar with this, I made a short-term options trade on Rocket Lab stock a few months back. I thought it was primed for a move. It turns out I was right, because Rocket Lab stock really has moved. But I sold out after I got about a double on this trade, even though Rocket Lab stock hasn't doubled, because it was an option in short term. Those usually have a lot of volatility and can go a lot higher than the underlying stock. So I paid about $472 before commission for these options, and then I sold it out for $970. This is all American, by the way. So I got almost a double. I was feeling pretty good about myself. I had a plan. I said I was looking for about a double, and once I got that, I got out. I saw the stock. Wasn't too sure if it would go higher or not. It looked like we may have hit a bit of a resistance, and I figured let's just be safe and take our win. I had a plan. I executed it. It worked out. Take the money and go. Little did I know that Rocket Lab stock was just kind of beginning its run, and it's continued to run. So I could have sold this today, at least earlier today. This is what the ask was $1.90 versus the 98 cents. So it would have gotten pretty darn close to a 4x if I had held on to it as opposed to just a 2x. But really not going to complain here, because especially with short-term trading, anything can happen. Nothing wrong with taking your wins when you get them, not getting too greedy. Sometimes when you chase, a crazy return, your stock turns around, goes back down, and you lose your entire investment. It can happen a lot with call options, very time sensitive. So if the stock doesn't do the right thing in the right time that you predicted, you can be in big trouble. So I figured I would just take a look back and complain a little bit about what could have been, but at the same time, I stand by my decision at the time, and I did get a good return, so I'm not going to be too upset by it. Really not going to beat myself up over it too much. As I said previously, the big news of the day was the Dow dropping 400 points as the Fed said that more hikes were coming. This really surprised me. I thought we might get one more this meeting and then, an ongoing pause or something like that. But even though they're pausing today, which is what the market was expecting, I believe it was almost 90% believing we were going to have a pause going into the meeting. Yeah, we're going to get more rate hikes coming, unfortunately. I do think this could have a negative effect over the markets over the next few days, but we'll have to wait and see. Definitely a little disappointed on this, but I guess, the Fed, their job isn't to make sure that the stock market goes up. It's to make sure inflation isn't out of control and all these other things. And then, of course, Rocket Lab stock, after this happened, we did have a weaker rest of the day and drop. But nothing is going to ruin my good mood for the day, because I'm still happy we're up above the fives. My cost basis for Rocket Lab is a little under 450, so I'm probably up, I would imagine, over 20% on my position, and it's a pretty sizable position, so pretty happy about that. Let me know your cost basis. I hope some of you guys who have been longer term holders are getting closer to being above water, because I know it can be a very long, very frustrating wait when you're in a company like this, and especially if you got in from the very get-go when they went public. Definitely a long road for some of us. So yeah, that's it for me. Pretty short and sweet. Just some great news for my portfolio. Very happy with how things are performing. If you want to join the Discord and continue the discussion on investing, the link will be in the description below. Very happy with Rocket Lab as well as the rest of my portfolio, including Tesla. I will be making a video soon, I think just dedicated to Rocket Lab news, because there's been a lot of great news stories lately. Still trying to figure out exactly what piece of news is the root cause of this run up in the stock, or whether it's just a combination of things and the overall macro markets. It really did take me off guard how high it ran up. And let me know down in the comments below as well. Do you think the bottom is now fully in for Rocket Lab? A lot of people were saying a few months back, I think, or maybe a month back, I think we're going to head lower. The full bottom isn't in. I think it probably is now. I don't know if we're going to get another chance to buy down in the threes. Of course, I've been wrong before. It could very well go down there, and if it does, I may snap up some more shares. But I don't know if I would count on that at this point. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.